Okay, so is it starting? Okay, so we're just starting to come back up on Twitch. Um, if you can hear me, I'm still working on getting the videos back up. If every Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience here. We are working on getting Facebook back up too. Here we go. Okay, give that a try. We're gonna go live there. All right, so in the meantime, hello everyone. Sorry about that. Computer crashed today. So just sort of challenges along the way. Because you know what? This is how we do it. That's right. How do we do this? Okay. So I'm trying to activate my next camera. I might not get anything. I might just go without this camera. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try one other camera here and see if we can get the other camera going. Okay, Logitech, there we go. Okay, huh? Facebook is trying to start. Facebook is trying very hard to start right now. Okay, so we're doing a different camera over there. Just something, yeah. So we're going to try something different. Since one camera has decided that it's not working, I'm going to go to this camera. I know, again, how many of those 8 cameras am I working with today, right? All right. My instant camera is covering my tool. Oh, yeah. I see. I'm fixing it. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to go with this camera. I'm actually now on a different camera. And I know that Facebook is trying really hard to start up. Don't know why it doesn't want to start up. Are you out of it, babe? Okay, so it's not wanting to start up. I'm going to try that one more time here and see if I can get it to go. I'm going to go out of it and give it another shot. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I know it's so... Okay, let's see. So I'm rebooting Facebook because Facebook doesn't want to detect me either at this point. Again, sort of interesting. Is Twitch going? Okay, funny because I'm not showing that Twitch is going. I am streaming for sure. Okay. I can't tell if Facebook is live or not. Can you take a look? Wow, okay. So, I'm live on Facebook, although I cannot tell on this side that I'm live on Facebook. Sort of interesting. This is all so new. It's another day here at the Urban Beater at Q Talk Live, and we're playing with it. Okay, I'm gonna go through the tools. It's step-by-step departure. Okay, so what do we need today? You got a you're going to need a heavy duty cutter because that wire you received in the kit was really heavy. I like extra cutters, so I have a small cutter too because you got a little bit of the thinner wire, and some nylon nose so we don't go marring all of this, and some round nose. I'm going to use my multi-looping plier to make it all very consistent is what I'm trying to do. Of course, you're going to need a torch in your pickle pot because that's what we do. And in your kit, you should have also received test tubes. Has anyone even considered or tried to speculate what we're making today? Have you figured it out yet? It would be fun if you did. Actually, I'm going to open up my chat here. So, okay. So, I don't know if you guys figured out what we're doing, but I'm about to reveal. I'll give me another minute or so. I want to see if anybody has any guesses or not if of what it is. And you should have gotten a bunch of Swarovski crystals. And we got some of the little bicones. We got some of these. We got some shapes in there. Two sizes of wire. Okay? And we're there. All right, so what are we making? We are making bud vases. I know, totally wackadoo, right? So here's one, but the one I'm going to make is going to be a lot better looking than this one. But there it is. You know what? I didn't even think about that, but plant rooting vessels, that's a really good thought. So yes, there you are. You guys, some of you did figure out that it is going to be a little vase. So there's 3 of them. It'll be really cute because you can do little, they're just bud vases. And I don't know if you heard me say on Monday, but there, one of my students said, whom I knew was not doing this, we were talking and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing that because these things are selling for $25 each at the art shows. So that's pretty exciting, right? Anyway, so this is what we're doing and let's just get started. Since we already have a 15-minute delay with what happened with the feed there, I'm sorry about that, but my computer crashed. It's really weird. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take wire. You're going to need somewhere between 2.5 feet to 3 feet of wire, okay, to make all of these coils. Believe it or not, to make all of these crazy coils, it's a lot of footage. It's sort of crazy, right? So, okay. Here we are. I'm coiling it down because this is going to be really work hardened, despite the fact that you did receive dead soft wire. It's still really hard considering what we're doing with it. So we're going to go ahead and anneal that 3-foot section of wire. All right, I'm going to put it right here. So if you're looking for the gauge and all the specifics, you'll have to order a kit. Okay, so I'm just going to go through with my big torch here, and it's sort of funny, we call these pistol torches, and I just found out other people call them handyman torches. Sort of interesting. So what's even more, here's a little factoid for you that you probably didn't know, is that the Urban Beater was literally the first in the jewelry industry to bring the pistol torch to the industry. We were the first to sell it. So there. And then everybody else copied us. Yes, I like being the original. Okay, so you want to anneal this really well. As you can see, I have some really good color changes in there. And then I'm just going to quench it on the side and stick it right into the pickle. So I'm glad I prepped early today because of the delay as it was. I'm not going to make you sit here and wait while my wire pickles because voila, I already did some. So okay, so here we go. Here's the wire. The next thing you want to do, I'm going to set that aside. The next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and take out the thinner wire that you have, and you want to string somewhere between 20 and 30 pieces of the little crystals. Now, if you don't like the crystally look, you did get a package of beads just to play with, so you can definitely use those. So here, I just like to use it right on the coil so that I don't have any waste, but you just string it on, no big deal, right? Just open it up and string it in there. Okay. But what I will do is I will go ahead and crimp the end so that they don't fall out. I know, I've already made this mistake. I'm sure many of you have. And I'm going to set that aside. All right. Next up, how to make this coil. So I'm going to take out my annealed wire and I'm going to straighten out a little bit of it. This is where your nylon pliers come in. If it's not straight, go ahead and straighten some of that, right? And I'm just going to snip off this end. Yes, I'm using recycled wire. Okay, so you want to start approximately 14 inches from the end. And you know, I need to move this so I can actually see my screen today. Hold on a second. Let me move something here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here you want to measure approximately 14 inches of wire. I don't get too crazy about it because this is a lot of free form, right? And I'm tangled up. I'm going to just open that up. Okay, here we go. So at approximately 14 inches from the end, you're going to take out your test tube and you're going to use that as a form. You see that? And I'm going to wrap it around. So what this is for is this is going to be your, shall we call it a bail, or we can call it your hook. And you can go around once or twice. It's a look. It's up to you how you want to do that. And notice I'm coming right back to the other end, like so. And you see I'm crossed over. And I'm just going to do 2 quick twists. You can do 1 or 2. It doesn't matter. It's up to you too. Again, these are all preferences. This is a very organic project. Just sort of have fun with it. Okay, so see, it's nice. It's a nice size and it makes a nice hook. And I'm just going to bend it forward. Okay, I have a lot of gnarly wire over here, so pull it out. And I'm going to take this end, the long end, and I'm going to bend it around. Like so. And then the other end, I think I did it a little bit too long, so I'm going to bend this around the other end. And this is how it's going to hold in there. You see that? So it's going to hook just like that. And it's okay that this is loose because we have a rim on that test tube, so it catches. Okay, so that's nice and neat. There we go. And then I'm going to just make a loop just for fun. However you want to do it, there's so many different ways of approaching this. I'm just going to willy-nilly this and make several loops like so. You see that? And it's just sort of fun to play with. Do you see this here? I have a slight, I'll show you, a slight straight edge. I personally don't like that, so I'm going to fix it. This is working with your wire. If you like your wire to make smooth transitions, be diligent, pay attention to how it's moving. And if it's not making the nice curves that you want, then fix it. But don't go too crazy, don't go too far, because if you crimp it, it's going to be really hard to fix. Okay, so you see how my wire is sort of sticking out? That's a bit much for me, so I'm just going to press it down, just like that. See? Oh, hey, look, it looks like a Q. Anyway, okay. I know, too much today. I'm a little punchy because of the whole glitch there. You know what that means, right? I'm going to be drinking during Wine on Wednesday. Probably more than I did last time. Not as much as I did the first time. But I'll be drinking. I already have the wine chilling. And so notice how I'm just sort of playing with it, but I'm being really gentle with my pliers not to mar any of the wire, right? Okay. So then, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I didn't clean the wire, but I'll do it afterwards. That's fine. And so here, I'm going to come right around. Oops. How do I want to do this? I forgot. Okay. Oh, so I'm just going to come right around and I'm going to make a wing. I'm calling it a wing and I'm spreading it out. Again, not liking the curve of this. I'm just going to use my nylon nose and notice how it's coming along. It's giving me the bend that I want and it's cleaning up any of those weird kinks. You probably don't see it, but yes, I'm being a little anal retentive about it. This is not new. And right about the middle, just below the middle, it doesn't matter. I am going to come around again all the way to the side. You see that? And to the front. And we're going to just bend this wire one more time. And I'm calling it a wing. I'm making a wing on one side and I'm going to make a wing on the other side. So today's project's just, you know, something different. I figured it's summer, it's a good time for flowers. And just, you know, how many pieces of jewelry could you possibly own? I know, at this point, if you've been following along, you have like 30 pieces of jewelry, right? Okay, so here's my wing on the other side, and I'm going to match it a little bit. Can you see that? I'm going to try to match that curve just a little bit better. and I'm pushing it up to make it close. There we go. Okay, so on the other end, what am I going to do? I'm going to straighten this out just a little bit more. Again, being a little anal retentive here, but that's okay. All right, so you know, I've made this like 4 or 5 times, and every single time it's become something different, and I feel like I'm using less and less wire. I swear the first one I made was 4 feet of wire, so now I'm at 3 feet of wire, but I feel like I only needed 2.5 feet. So next thing you need is a mandrel of some sort. I'm gonna grab, oops, where's my mandrel? Oops, sorry. Well, we're gonna go with this one. So any mandrel will work. If you have one of those little wood ring mandrels, that will work too. Actually, let me see if I have it right here. Nope. Okay. So any mandrel will work. Something like this. Something larger is nice, so that you can make a nice curve on the bottom. Okay. So I would go at least 1 inch, if not bigger. This one is 1 1/4. Okay. So here I'm actually going to go ahead at this point and pull it out so I can work with it. Okay. And I'm just going to make a couple loops, like so. Just loop it around. So there was a suggestion there that, you know, if you can imagine a bunch of these hanging with a bunch of crystals, that's exactly the point. Okay, so see how I'm doing this? I'm actually, wait. I did it the wrong way. I wanted to go behind and I went forward. Okay, so let's change that. We're gonna push it behind. Yeah, like that. Okay. And notice I'm being really gentle with my wire because I don't want to kink it, right? Because if you do kink it and the wire gets hard, then you're going to have to anneal it and It's just painful. So be real gentle with your wire. No sudden moves. Okay, so no. So if you're wondering why I have a ton of test tubes, we used to stock them at the bead store, right? So I had this idea for a display for Swarovski crystals. So I was buying a ton of test tubes, and we would display all of our Swarovski crystals, which is sort of appropriate now that I'm thinking about it, that I provide Swarovski crystals to go with your kit there, because we used to display them sort of like what Kathy was saying, not on the side but inside of the test tubes, and I have cases of test tubes left at this point. And it's even funnier because back then it was just really hard to find. I have to say it's still sort of hard to find test tubes to play with, and especially the ones with especially the ones with the rim, right? So anyway, at some point I had to call them up and go, hey, can you special order in some more test tubes? And like, oh, we stock them. And I said, really? Since when did you start stocking test tubes? And the guy goes, since some lady in Chagrin Falls have been buying it from us all the time. So there you have it. But it's scientific supplies. Okay, so if you notice, I've been making little loops, and that's how I'm going to end it. I'm going to stop there, and let's put the other parts on. See, I don't know why, but I like the little swirly on the bottom. I think I went a little far with those swirls, but I'm going to go with that for right now and see where it goes. Okay, so at the very, very bottom, I'm going to go ahead and turn that in, and I'm going to make a tight loop there, like so. Okay, so how are we going to attach the crystals on here? It's also a very easy process, right? So I'm going to take the end of the wire, and I pulled my test tube out because it's easier to work with, and I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to make several loops. Oh, about 1 inch of it, right? 1 inch of wire, and I'm going to make several tight loops on the end, just like so. This will bind it to your piece. Can you see that tiny little bit there? Okay. I'm going to do 2 or 3 wraps, and use your tools to pull it really nice and tight. All right, I'll trim that later. Okay, and I'm going to push it all the way up and get rid of some of this wire. Hold on. So this is going to end up at about 2 feet of wire, but I don't like to waste. So I'm going to coil this up to put it in my hands, and we're going to start binding this. Okay, so notice I'm just going to come around like so, come around, drop a bead, and you want to do this as consistently as possible because it'll just look better. We're jewelers, right? We're not crafters. So we're going to make it like we make jewelry, consistent. So if you really like this project, I do have more test tubes. Like I said, I have a couple cases here, and I did post it online. And if you need more wire, we do have this wire along with other gauges of wire, copper wire, available. So you see how I'm just doing that? I'm consistently going down and dropping a bead. And it's sort of funny because the second one I did, I don't know, 20 or 30 beads in here. So here I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll probably end up with like 10. Okay, it's nice. And every time I drop, I'm holding it to keep it nicely spaced. Let's see. Pull down some more beads. I'm gonna probably drop, this is the last one. There we go. Okay, so here in this transition, I'm going to go ahead and go around the middle. Okay, so I am going to have to cut this wire at this point. So I'm giving myself at least, oh, 1.5 feet. You know, again, this wire, it's copper, it's thin, it's cheap, I'm stuck. So I'm giving myself a lot of extra room. I gave you a lot of wire to work with, so hopefully you have enough. But this is the same size coil that I gave you, so you should have enough for all 3 projects and then some. So then we're going to go around, and I'm just going to, I don't need the beads. Wait. I gotta crimp this before they all fall off. Okay, so I'm gonna move the beads to the other end. Okay, so I move the beads to the other end. There we go. So I'm just going to bind it. Do you see that? I'm gonna bind the middle just a little bit. Do you have to? No, you don't. But I found that it's a little nicer if you do. So I'm gonna go around 2 or 3 times. Again, I'm all about the 2 or 3 times today. And there we go. So tonight will be 2 or 3 drinks, right? It's a nice day out. I'm going to sit on the deck. I'm going to do some wire work while we chat and play. Okay, so I have kinks in here. I'm going to just straighten that out a little bit. So there you go. Do us a favor, share our videos. We would much appreciate it. This is how we get the word out and we can keep doing what we're doing. Appreciate everyone who has shared so far. It counts. Every little bit counts. And can you see that? I drop a bead and I sort of hold it in place while I go around so that I keep it, I keep it to one side. And you can keep it to whatever side you want, you know, it doesn't matter. That's your design, however you want to do it. Okay. And I just keep going. Almost done. This is a really simple project. I thought it came off pretty well. Let's see. Fun stuff. And look, I can even turn it over if I want to. I got a little loose here with my wire, so I'm just going to pull it tight. Just go back on it and pull it tight. Okay. Drop it down. I think I'm going to go 1, 2 more, and that's it. Here's 1. Maybe not even the 2. Okay, again, I got a little bit loose with my wire, so I'm just pulling it tight. Yep, I'm not even going to go with the 2. And I'm going to just run it around a couple times. There's 3, that's 4, we'll go with 5 here. Just to finish it off, okay? And yes, I know, it's like wire working, being anal. I'm pushing all my little coils together. Wipes. Okay. Here we go. We're going to snip that off. And if you have any sharp edges, just go in there with your chain nose and crimp it in. I'm going to come up here. We're going to go ahead and snip off this extra wire. Okay, there we are. All right. I lost my curve while I was working, so I'm just going to bend it. Let's put the test tube in. And hello, test tube. There we go. Oh, see that? When I pushed it up, this went doink. So we'll just pull it out like so. There we go. Voila. Okay. This makes me happy. I'm going to pull this down to make it a little funky. Okay, so what's next? We're going to embellish this just a little bit more. Again, being a little anal retentive with my shapes here. Okay, so I'm going to make a little doohickey like so to drop off the end there. You'll need some chain nose here. Let me set things aside so you can see what's going on. Grab some chain nose, and we're going to open up that large jump ring and put your pendant in there. Okay, so everybody got something a little bit different. I know it's funny, I say it's a surprise, but yet I contact you for like 10 million color choices, right? But you'll like me better for giving you some choice or some say in this. So just put the pendant on that large jump ring. Do you see that? So that's also Swarovski crystal. And then you're going to take out some of that copper wire. About 3 inches is good. And I'm going to go ahead and make a loop, a wrap loop, using my multi-looping plier. And you just want a loop large enough to go through that jump ring. So I'm just going to put on here. I'm going to, because I can, wrap it twice. I don't know, I like double wraps. Okay, so I wrapped it twice. I'm going to grab that loop, grab the tail, and go around again 2 to 3 times. Okay, and there it is. It's a little bent, so we'll straighten that out. No one's ever going to know, but that's the jeweler in me. And then go to the other side. Okay, wire is a little kinky. I'm just going to straighten that out. And oops, I didn't grab enough bicones. Hold on, grab one more. So here is also up to you. I just thought this was sort of fun. If you've been following along, you know I like my shapes and textures and whatnot. So these are just little marguerites, and I'm facing the crystal side out just to create something interesting. You see that? And these would make great earrings too. So if you decide that these crystals are way too good for a bud vase, and you make nice earrings with them, see? And then on the other side, I'm going to make a slightly larger loop. So I'm going to use the second largest size, and we're just going to wrap it around until we get close. Go around twice, grab that loop again, and then take that tail, wrap it around your base, wire. It's just a wrap loop. That's how I do mine. I know everybody does theirs a little bit differently. I find this is to be the easiest way. And again, I like that double. It's just sort of nice. Okay, so there we are. I'm going to open this back up very quickly and add it on to the small side, the small loop that I made, like so. Aha. Okay, so there's my dangle with a heart. I have one here with a flower. Oh, and I forgot, before we add this on, I didn't clean this up. So you can clean this up, the wire, with either steel wool or a brass brush. Either way, it will work. So if you want nice and shiny, bring it back up. Now you can also have cleaned this before you started making all the bends. Okay, just remember, don't work hard in your wire or else you're going to have to anneal it again and go through the whole entire process. But do you see how it's coming right back up? There we are. Clean, clean, clean. Make it nice and shiny. If you don't like it nice and shiny, fine. Do not heat patina this. There's crystal on there. So you want to go ahead and pickle it. Or not pickle it, I'm sorry. Liver or sulfur it if you want a patina on here. I don't know. I think it's much more feminine. This is a very feminine project, I think. And it's much more feminine to leave it bright copper instead of the liver or sulfur. And besides, this will patina over time. And if you put this outside, it'll take till the end of summer, but it'll happen. It'll start turning green for you, which I think green copper is pretty cool. So, you know, you can definitely, this is something that you can definitely put outside. It doesn't have to be inside, and allow it to do its thing. So if you're looking for more of the golden shadow crystal, I have like, I don't know, 3,000 more. Reach out to me. If you're looking for more of those other bicones and these marguerite pieces, reach out to me. I have a lot more. So if anyone's interested there. We don't have it listed because, you know, it's a lot. Beads on a website is a lot. But so you notice how it became this nice bright copper again. We're going to stick you in here. And then we're going to go ahead and take this piece and put it right inside that loop. I made it a little too tight. So I'm going to put it right in there. And I actually don't worry about closing this too much because really you're hanging this, right? Where is it going? It's not like it's a necklace that it might fall off. But okay, so hard angle. Let's see, can you see it up there? I can't see myself. I have, hold on. Okay, I don't know if you can see that there, but you've got your dangle. Okay, it didn't work. Andy's like, it didn't work. So I'll go back down here and show you. And you can make a second one if you want and hang this off the bottom. I'm a single dangle kind of girl. So that's it. Put a little water in here, put your bud in here, go out there and grab some daisies or dandelions. Not in my house though. I'm gonna start sneezing anyway. That said. I'm sorry, honey? Saw blades. Somebody said saw blades. Are you saying it's going to be a beautiful saw blade organizer? Yeah, we can do that. I can you know, that's a really good idea. As I'm looking around going, I can totally hang this in here and keep saw blades in it. Good idea. All right, cool. Anyway, so that's it. If you're looking for some more wire, some more crystals, or some more crystals, reach out to us. The wire is definitely online. I will send you guys instructions for everyone who had signed up for the kit. I'll send out instructions very soon here. I'm going to put some flowers in here and take a picture so I can add it to your instructions before I send it out. Anyway, so that's it. It's pretty simple. You know, do what you want to do extra swirls, do extra wings. You can come around 3 times instead of just twice. But that's the project. You know, you get to play around with wire this week. So anyway, okay, so I'm sorry, Andy? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a couple of other things before we go. Don't forget Virtual Ever Crafting registration is up and running, and we want to give a shout out to Guy and Jamie of Wild Things. They are bead vendors. If you've been out to Bead Fest or Bead and Button or the Babe Show, Bay Area Bead Exposition, or even Tucson, you know, they have been a pillar in this community. And gee, why am I getting emotional? Anyway, so Guy was sick. Wild Things Beads. Guy got sick this month, and they're struggling a little bit financially. So they're putting up their warehouse and they're auctioning all the things in their warehouse. I have posted it on the Q Talk page. I posted it on my personal page that the event is happening this weekend. So we want to try to show them a little support and help them out in their time of need. Anyway, I'm sorry, Andy. What else you got? I think that's it. Oh, and Andy's adding a link to the comments of where you can see. I know a lot of us already have a lot of beads, but it's an opportunity to buy. They sell a lot of nice vintage Czech beads too. So it's an opportunity to, help out somebody and maybe pick up something that you didn't have or add to a collection, because some of their stuff is just really nice out there. And, they have some really interesting stuff too, like African baskets. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to go shopping for a basket. So, all right. Oh, so the question again, does the Virtually Ever Crafting have any size limits? Yes, they all have a size maximum. Anywhere between 12 and 20 is some of the size limits on it. So you do need to register before they close out. And what else can I tell you? So thanks again for hanging out with us. This is week 15, step-by-step surprise departure. Next week is step-by-step surprise secure. And anyway, really appreciate everybody hanging out, and hey, and your patience today, especially with the 15-minute delay on the on our technical difficulties. Wine on Wednesday is tonight. Reach out to us if you need a link. If you registered last time, you don't need to register again. The link is still good. So we'll see you this evening at 4:30 Eastern. Everybody else, have a great week. I'll see you on Monday. Oh, I forgot. Monday. Minimal Metal Monday. It spins. We're going to do a pinwheel, and this is product of one of the viewers who said, can you do something that spins? So we're going to do something that spins. Here it is. We're going to make a pinwheel pendant. So we'll see you for that on Monday if you're not joining us on Friday for Zoom or Wednesday or wine tonight. Okay? Bye. Thank you. I'm going to go cry now.